think I drift too far. You always can wrap me in your arms. And when I think I overdone it too much, you always still come show me your love. Yo, this is your boy Valon, and welcome to the series. This is the series that's gonna be called "What I Didn't Know About the Bible," right? Until recently. And I'm not gonna put in the until recently part, but so I want to start this series off because I was inspired to do it because I had a epiphany moment, if that's the word to use, where I found out that there was something that I didn't know, and I was so sure that I knew it. But alright, I found out recently. Right away, shout out to Samuel Madaz, by the way. He put up a status and he was saying, "How old were you when you found out that they had 2 feedings of crowds in the Bible?" And I was like, "What? They had 2 feedings of crowds in the Bible?" Only one that I remembered was the 5,000 feeding, which was in Matthew 14 and Mark 6, where he used 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Right? It's mentioned in some of the other gospels, but they only mentioned the 5,000. But Matthew and Mark was the only 2 that gave an account of both feedings. Right? The next feeding was done to 4,000 people in Mark 8 and Matthew 15. You can check it out. And the 2 differences obviously is the amount of people. In Mark 8 and Matthew 15, Jesus basically fed 4,000 people with 7 loaves and 1 fish. In Matthew 14 and Mark 6, he fed 5,000 people from 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Now we all know the story where Jesus multiplied the food. He broke bread and he gave thanks and boom, food just appeared, right? But the significance that affected me was that I didn't know all of this, and I was reading this thing for years. And yeah, it just goes to show that God constantly does work on us as we grow in the faith and as we continue to learn. But anyway, so I decided to do some research on this thing, and I got to realize that the 4,000 was done a different place, of course, because it was another set of people, and the 5,000 was done, right, a different place, because of course it was another set of people. Anyway, that's what I learned about the Bible recently. I did some more in-depth research and I found out that one crowd that he fed was basically Gentiles, right? And the other crowd that he fed was basically Jewish people or Hebrews, however you like to put it, right? And he did it for both of them because, you know, Jesus did everything in the Bible with significance and with purpose. So one of the reasons that some research that I did said that he did it was because he wanted to extend the courtesy to both Gentiles and Jews or Hebrews, because he was going to create a bridge for the 2 to have fellowship with him, right? So he didn't treat the Hebrews or the Jews better than he would treat the Gentiles that were out of Israel when he did ministry. He treated everybody the same. So, food for thought. I learned many things from something that I didn't know. And I never really do Sunday school and I'm thinking like everybody else. I was a bad boy back in the day. And the things that I did learn in Sunday school, I learned them well, right? Because I always liked Bible stuff, even though I used to be a bad. But the whole idea is there are things that you are going to continue to learn. So that's why I'm doing this series. and I hope that it can affect anybody that comes across it. This is your boy Valon, starting the ball off. I'm gonna be featuring more people, and they're gonna be giving their stories about things that they recently learned in the Bible that they probably didn't know. Right? So check it out for yourself, read it up, and be amazed.